What is up, guys? SantoroShredz here with a different type of video. This is kind of just be a sit down and talk about what is going on, and kind of just a topic just to talk about, really. Just a fitness topic that I'm going to talk about and ramble it off for the next, I don't know, 6 to 8 minutes, whatever it is. But different type of video, no workout video, no full day of eating. Let's get right into it. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And the thing that I'm going to talk about today is is just to be you. And what I mean by that is there's so much going on in life, right? You are either in a job, an internship, you're playing your sport, whatever. But I think the biggest thing that people have to realize is, just be you. Like, if you love what you do, run away with it. Don't let anybody in that outside noise, dictate you to potentially quitting that because they said you're not good enough or you don't belong here, any of that. Use that type of stuff as motivation. And I get people get motivation a little twisted, like, motivation, you can only go so far and you only need discipline. Like, in my opinion, I think motivation starts that discipline. Once you're motivated, right, and you want to get better, like, say you want to, like, let's focus on the gym, right, and you want to get in shape, you want to lose 20 pounds, right, you're motivated to lose that 20 pounds. Now it's just you putting in the discipline, buying the right groceries, drinking enough water, and training, right? Training, not taking really days off and just eating a bunch of fast food, McDonald's and pizza and all that processed stuff. That's going to hurt your progress. And I get it. When you're on a meal plan and you want to lose weight, it's tough, especially in the summer when all of your friends want to go out for drinks or parties or anything, the bar, etc. There's a time and a place for that, in my opinion. Obviously you want to live a life that you love, right? You don't want to stress yourself out and be in this hole where it's like, oh my gosh, my life sucks and everything. You don't want to go down that route because once you let your mind take over, it's not good. But getting back into kind of the motivation thing and, being yourself, right? And the biggest thing that I think for being yourself is loving what you do, like I just said, but taking it to another step where for me, it's like all I ever think about. Like, all I think about right now is becoming a better person, reaching out to people, being a good person that, like, they can rely on. Like, he's always there for me, like that type of person. And then also just the gym, getting stronger, putting in the time and effort and bettering myself and bettering my physique and being healthy. When you're healthy, you have a lot more energy, right? When you're not healthy, I feel like you're more stressed out and you get towards kind of the lazy route because you don't have enough energy to get out of bed and start your day. Like, you're not starting your day till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, crap. I've been doom scrolling for 4 hours now, and I haven't even got up and gotten breakfast or gotten active and got some steps in or, lifted some weights, did any cardio. Like, that is, you know, it sucks. Like, being stressed out sucks. But I think for doing things that you love, it'll make you less stressed out. And doing what you love doesn't have to be the gym. It could be as simple as doing math or reading a book or posting content, right? There's so many different things that people, like, everybody's not the same, right? Some people might have a similar mentality, but they're not the same person. And I think that's, okay. Like, not everyone's going to have the same mentality as you. And that's okay. And I mean, I get it. You want everyone to kind of, think like you and agree with you all the time. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. People are going to disagree with you. You're going to have arguments. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose people. And, that's why you kind of have to have that small circle. And that is okay to have a smaller circle than a bigger circle, right? Keep the people in your life that are going to motivate you and support you, right? Not the people that are going to constantly drag you down or they say all these things that, for you, like, you don't have the time for that. You could help them out, and if they listen, great. If they don't, well, maybe they're not for you, right? If you're giving them motivation to get up every day and get better, I don't know if you just heard that thunder, but that is loud. But getting back to what I was saying is helping people, right? And motivating them. If they don't want to be motivated, don't waste your time. You could take a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. That is one of the most real quotes ever. And it kind of sucks, in my opinion, that quote, but it's real. Like, you could tell all your friends, let's get up today and let's go to the gym and let's get some good food after and maybe go for a walk after. And they're like, maybe I don't want to. I'm too lazy. You'll motivate them like, yo, come on, man. Come with me to the gym. You're a gym bro, right? And then they start slacking. And then I feel like it comes to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm not going to bother asking him because I know the result. And then when that person sees the results that you get, then they're going to start asking you questions like, how did you get stronger? How did you get bigger legs? How did you get bigger chest, bigger arms, bigger back? And honestly, the response I would just give them is, you could have done this. You could have done this. But you decided that you don't have the time to go for a 30-minute lift or an hour lift. You don't have to be in the gym for 2 hours plus. Me, I like to be in the gym. So I honestly am in there for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Honestly, do I need to be in there? Probably not. But I enjoy the gym. And that's my hobbies. Podcasting, the gym, commentating, broadcasting, all that type of stuff. That is my stuff that I like to do. You don't have to like the stuff that I do. But getting kind of back into you can't drag a horse and force it to drink. That is, I think, where you kind of draw the line kind of with your friend group, right? If you want to like take these friends with you everywhere and they are your motivators, like if you have a bad day or anything, you reach out, they're going to respond to you, in my opinion, or at least they'll eventually respond to you. And those are the people that you go up to and you have that real conversation. Like, it's a sit down or it's on the phone and it's like a 2 hour plus conversation. Like, those are the type of people that you should probably want to keep, in my opinion. But of course, there's going to be haters. If you don't have haters, I don't think you're doing enough, in my opinion. For me, I get haters all the time. People don't even call me an athlete anymore because my lifting style is too non-athletic and all this. And then they'll come up to me and be like, yo, what's your split? What is this and that? Am I doing the right exercises, or how should I be eating? And I'll tell them, you got to eat X amount of calories, do some cardio, eat good food, and then their body doesn't change. And then there's no point in me putting that type of energy for that person. I don't think it's rude. I think it's just, it comes to the point where it's like, you know what? Maybe we aren't for each other because we think differently. And I'm not saying you can't have friends that think differently, but it's like you feel that you're wasting your energy on this person and you're not getting the output that you want. So be you. Continue to be you. Don't go into a situation that you feel that you have to fit in. You have to, let's say, for example, like everybody's drinking at this party. You don't have to drink. You don't have to drink. Drink some diet soda or bring a water bottle, bring a Gatorade. And if people say, what's in the cup? Lie to them. Lie to them. They're probably drunk anyways and their brain isn't cooperating or even functioning because they're so hammered of the 16 beers that they've already consumed, right? And unfortunately, we are kind of in a society, like, if you don't drink at this party, like, if you are sober, you're, like, considered weird. Instead of, oh, this guy's not drinking, I don't even know why he's here. And then when you say that to that person, he's just going to leave. And then when you ask him the next time, or you ask other people around, like, why hasn't this person shown up to this party? Maybe the stuff that you've said, why should they show up if they are going to show up there sober, right? And then when they're working on themselves, they're like, oh, he's selfish, he doesn't want to hang out with us. And then that's how that is, why is he even here? Why is he even at college if he's just going to work on himself? Like, why is that such a bad thing if people working on themselves, even if it is going to college? Like, why is that? I don't know. I don't really know. But I think for other things too, like getting into another topic, besides just being you, is really like being a leader. I think being a leader, it takes a lot. A lot more is on your plate, right? When you were the leader or you were the captain of your team, a lot of the noise and attention goes to you. Like if your season goes bad, people think you're a bad team. That might not be the case. It might just be that you have a bad leader. And if you have a bad leader, no wonder why you only won 3 games in the football season, or you only won 20 games out of the 50 that you played in your college baseball season. But then you start blaming others. You blame the coach. You blame the other teammates. But if you're the leader and you're the captain, a lot of it falls on you, in my opinion, because you're leading those people. If you don't do extra work, nobody else is going to do extra work. Nobody. And unfortunately, I think with a lot of bad teams that we see, and then they see new management, of course they're better because they have a leader that actually cares. And they have a leader that actually is going to push people and hold people accountable, then let things fly. If you're a leader and you let everything fly, well, then there's going to never be accountability, and everybody's going to think they can do whatever they want, and they're not going to get in trouble. That is not good. Like, I read this book, and I'm still reading it currently. There were 2 boats, right? There was Crew A and there was Crew D. 2 different boats. And Crew A had an elite leader. They were perfect. They were going first, and they were winning every single race, and all of the teammates were leading to the leader of Crew A, in Crew A's boat. And some of the boats were saying they were lucky, they only have this leader, and if they had somebody else, hell, they might not do anything. Well, in the book, Crew A, who just won, switched leaders with Crew D. So now Crew D's leader, who was terrible and kept finishing in last and was holding their group back, is now in Crew A, who just won. And fast forward, Crew D, with the new leader, was doing way better. And it wasn't just the teammates that were like holding them back. In reality, it was just their leader. And that is a big thing. If you don't have good leadership, you're not going to have good success. When you don't get held accountable, you're going to think everything goes. And then when you are finally held accountable, you're like, why am I all of a sudden getting held accountable for this, but I never was? Well, it's different leadership. And going back to that Crew A and Crew D started crushing it. Like, they were getting the recognition. They were starting to place first, and they were the talk of the waters now because they were winning, and Crew A was falling behind. Crew A, the new leader, wasn't doing their job, and the teammates were like, what is going on? Because that's the difference. And Crew D, first, before they switched leaders, didn't want to put in extra work, didn't want to put in extra workouts or any of that, and no wonder why they failed. But that is another thing, is having good leaders and having good friends comes with that. If you have good friends that are going to hold you accountable, text you, did you work out today, or how was your day? Even if it's simple as how was your day? Did you have a good day today? If you didn't, talk to me. What happened? And I think that goes a long way, because I think that we are kind of in a world where we don't kind of have those type of people nowadays. We have influencers that are young and are taking gear and taking peptides for social media views. They are harming their health for social media views. That's the fitness industry, right? Coaches are using AI to build meal plans, and people are getting scammed, right? You want to have a coach that's going to hold you accountable and not have a robot hold you accountable. You know what I mean? AI can't do everything. People have used AI. People use AI. That's just how it is. People want to use AI to maybe build charts or other things, right? Other things. You shouldn't be asking AI to motivate you. If you want some feedback, if you want to use AI, go right ahead. But it's not going to, AI is not going to help you do bicep curls. AI is not going to be able to fix your bench press, really, or fix your strength gains. It's not. But another thing, too, when I make this type of stuff, and I know this is a longer video, and I don't mind it, because it's really just me talking to the camera. And it's talking about anything, lessons, anything. Whether it's, like we said, good leaders and bad leaders, be you, or unfortunately, you can't lead that horse to water and force it to drink. Those are the three main things that we talked about today. I think I'm going to have more type of videos like this that are just, informational and kind of just talking to the camera, because I do enjoy this. And like I said, I don't care if 2 people view this, 1,000 people view this, 20,000, 50,000, whatever, 200, whatever the number is. I know for my sake, I'm getting a lot of this off my chest, and I'm showing it to you guys. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Leave a like and subscribe. We are on the road to 100 subscribers on SantoroShredz, and I'll see you guys in the next one.